Now that you have received your Tower Garden by Juice Plus, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to set it up. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, I'm Yvonne with Step by Step Farming, where we try to empower everyone that is seeking to try to have a self-sustainable lifestyle and take more control over your life. And today, with having a Tower Garden by Juice Plus, this is a perfect way for you to start by having more control and being self-sustainable. But before I begin, I first want to say from my heart, I want to thank everyone that has looked at my previous videos about what a Tower Garden is, and for those who have even decided to purchase one, to do it on your own. I give you a congratulations and thank you guys, because it really helps me to see that the things that I'm doing with these videos is really inspiring you all to do those. So I just really appreciate everything that you all are doing. So now that we're here, I want to go ahead and first of all share with you all very simple step-by-step instructions on how to set up a Tower Garden. Now, when I got my Tower Garden, I wasn't really for sure. I saw a couple of videos online that did kind of help me, but I feel like that I want to kind of just really walk you all through that, because when you look at all the pieces, it could be a little intimidating. So let me go ahead and start by showing you the pieces first, and then we will begin to set everything up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I want to show you the pieces. Now, you're going to obviously, when you get your Tower Garden, you're going to get a Tower Garden by Juice Plus, a setup guide. And in here is going to kind of just show you the pieces and how it functions and things like that, right? But for those of you who don't like to read the instructions, that's cool. Just watch this video and I'm going to just step you all through. Okay, when you get the piece, when you get everything, some of you may have a dolly. So this is the dolly if you ordered one. And it's just, let me see if I can pull this off. It's actually a dolly like you put like a large plant on. It has rollers. And this is really good to have, because with the Tower Garden, once you fill this up with water and the plants are growing, you want to have a really easy way of moving it around. And also it's very heavy once it's filled with water. So you want to have something, and you also kind of want to lift it up off the ground a little bit as well. So we'll just set that back here. It's going to come with a 20-gallon tank. All right. So this is huge, and it's going to have a little hole on the side, and we're going to use that in just a little bit. It's also going to come with a lid, and this is a lid here, and it's got the opening. It's going now. If you guys got the Flex, then you're going to have 5 of these extensions, these towers, and they just actually basically piece together like a Lego. Now, if you got the Flex, then there's going to be 5 of them. And there's 4 slots, so you're going to be able to have at least 20 plants. Here I have 7, so I have an extension. You can actually extend it. I want to say like 2 more units, so I have 28 plants on here that I can do, which is really nice. Okay, so you have these, and I'll explain what that is. You're also going to have these little plastic cups that come with it. And this is what you're going to put your grow medium in. Let's see. This is the top of the lid. And when you open it up, it actually kind of looks like a shower head. And this is the lid to go with it. You're going to have these holes, which you're going to attach these pieces together with. And in my case, I have the 2 extensions, and so I have these 2 extra small pieces right here that goes along with it. Let's see. You're going to have a timer for your pump. because with the tower garden, you're going to want to set it. It's not going to run continually, so you're going to need a you're going to need a timer for it. And I will explain to you all a little bit more on how to use this when it's time. It comes with a pump. It's a submergible pump, which stays underwater, and also this blue tube right here. So I think that's it. I do have lights to go with that, and we'll put that together in just a little bit. But let's just do right now just the basic setup, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. The first step we're going to do is we're going to attach a base to the top here. Now, if you notice, you see there's in this circle, there's like these little notches around here. And there's also notches here. So remember, like I said, that kind of fits together like a Lego set. So you're going to want to try to get these to set in here as best as you can. And sometimes it fits in easy and sometimes it doesn't. And then you should have 4 screws, and you're going to need a Phillips head. And inside, you'll see like a bunch of holes in here. Now this is where you're going to want to screw in each one. So there's a bunch of holes, but for when you screw this together, you're going to want to screw it like right there in that little spot. Okay, now that we have screwed in the base to the top, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to attach the poles into the base here. So let me explain to you. I'll just show this one to you because basically they all have exactly the same thing, okay? So if you look inside, you're going to see a letter A and you're going to see a letter B. So for example, I don't know if you all can see this. Here's letter A right here, and there's a letter B, and there's 2 holes. There's a hole on the outer part and there's a hole on the inner part. We're going to take these 2 metal poles and we're going to screw them into the letter A hole. Into the letter A that has the hole that is closest to this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. That was not intentional. All right, so these have some little fly, I don't know what you call these things. What are these things called?
Wing nuts.
Wing nuts.
Can't make this stuff up.
Gosh. Okay, you have these wing nuts and you have a washer. All right, so let's just do this. But you're going to attach the pole to the one that is attached to the base. So I'm going to put this in the letter A. Okay, so here, this is letter A. This is the hole on the outside and this is the one on the inside. So I just put that on the one on the inside, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to try this. What you're going to do is screw it on. Okay, it's nice and tight. Okay, now that's your first hole. Now the next one, you're going to put on the complete opposite side. So you have 4 different areas. So here's this side, and you're going to put the pole on the opposite side. So we're just basically going to do the same thing again. Take the wing nuts off. And let's see, let's put it on. Okay, here's the A side. So it's going to go right here. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that. And we're just going to flip it over again and screw it. Thank you, honey. Need an extra pair of hands here. Okay, and this one, just make sure that it's tight. Okay, so let's put this on top of here. So now we have these two. If you can look inside, now we have them in the center part. And if you might see that they want to come a little loose, and if that's the case, just tighten them up a little bit more. This one acts like it wants to go loose again. So, all right. So there you go. Okay, after you have attached the two poles, you want to take the top and set it to the side. Take that off of here. Now we're going to work on the pump. And this is a pump I have. It is a Elemental. And let's see, what is this? I have to put my glasses on. It's an EHP 246. So that's the one that I happen to have. So when you get your pump, it's going to come with one of these blue tubes, and this is going to screw one to the top. And so you just screw it onto the top here. Okay, now remember, we'll just set that aside. Remember I told you about this hole, and this is so that the cord can go out. So you're going to want to push that through. And we're not going to put it on just yet, but when you put the pump in here, you're going to want to just stick it to the side, okay? I don't really put it on the bottom. Some people might, but I think you need to put it more on the side. You want to put it close to where the hole is, okay? So just leave yourself enough space with the cord. And then on the back side, we're going to just make a little knot. And this is just so that the cord doesn't fall back inside and you don't have any electrical issues or anything like that. That hole is going to be blocked. And nothing can, you're good on that. Okay? Simple. Let's go to the next step. Okay, guys. We have put the poles in. We have attached the hose to the pump. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to attach the hose to the pump to the base here. And I'm going to show you. If I flip this to the side, you all will see this screw right here. And the other side of this hose is just basically going to screw into here, okay? This is what's going to allow the water that the pump pumps out from the base to go up through the center of the attachments here. So I'm just going to screw this together real fast. It's in there pretty good. You'll notice, let me give you guys something that I did realize at one time that could be something to kind of watch out for. When I first put my tower garden together and I screwed this in, the one thing I noticed, it seemed like that when the water was going up, it wasn't really pumping it up as high. And that's because I did not have this screwed in all the way. So when you screw the other end of this blue hose into this bottom of the base, you're going to want to make sure that it's in really nice and tight. Oh, also one other thing. With the pump has an adjustment, a dial on it. So that's another thing you may want to, you may need to do once you fill this with water. If it's not flowing enough, then you may need to go in and adjust this dial to kind of give it a little bit more pressure. Okay. Okay, that's just something that I remembered when I did it the first time. So now that it's attached, I'm going to just set this to the side. Now the instructions may have you all to do something a little bit different, but from my experience, I think that this is a little bit easier to do. So you've got the blue hose that's attached to the base, and the blue hose, the other end that's attached to the pump. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'm not going to fill it all the way. I'm only going to do it halfway. And the reason I'm going to fill it halfway is because I want to basically submerge the pump and get it to stick on the side of the base in here. Now this is a 20-gallon tank, like I mentioned. So it's going to take a lot of water, but look, let me tell you, fill it with water. You can use drinking water, filtered water, spring water. Just make sure you do not use tap water. Okay, tap water is a no-no. Don't do that. There's way too many chemicals in the tap water, and it's going to be a problem for you later. And then you can put your base on. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add these little sections right here and build up our tower. Now, here's the time that we're going to connect these pieces together like a Lego set. I don't know if you remember, but I said that you have an A slot and you have a B slot. And these all have little ridges together that connects them, okay? Now that you have your base in here that is in the letter A, now we're going to interchange each one from A to B, and we're going to put it on the inside of the slot. So what helps me to remember which letter or which hole to put it in is I find the letter B. So here is B right here, and I just stick my finger on the outside of the hole so I know which one it goes to. Okay, so we're going to do B. So we're going to put it on the B inside here and the B, the B inside here and the B inside here. And you're going to slide it in, and you're going to just kind of push it in there really good and make sure that it attaches. And if you notice, these holes are going to be staggering back and forth. So here's another one. And I'll find the letter A on the inside. And let me make sure I got it here. Okay. The letter A right here. And the letter A. And the letter A right here. Okay. There we go. Now, if you can come closer, I want to show you guys. This is normally what you're going to get with the flex. You're going to get the 5 separate units, okay? And you notice that these 2 poles, that's about as high as it's going to get. However, if you get an extension, then you're going to have 2 extra poles to go in here. Now, the concept is still going to be the same. So, this is the top. If I only had 5 units, then I would stick this top on here and I would put the top on it. That's about as high as it's going to get. Since I have the flex, I'm going to add another extension. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cover. This is going to be the section where you always want to fill your tank up with water. And this is, I'll just cover that up for right now. Okay, if you all have purchased an extension kit to go along with this, so you're going to get 2 extra of these, which is going to give you 8 more plants that you can grow. You're going to wind up getting 2 of these extension poles. And it has the wing nuts on it on one side, but it has a screw on the other. Now, if you look here, you'll see these 2 poles are sticking up from the top, and we're going to add the 6th one. Now, this is only for those who have the extension kit, all right? So we stopped with A, we're going to do B, and this is going to be B. So we're going to put B here, and I want to make sure it fits in a little bit. Okay, there we go. So you just want to kind of press on this down really good, make sure that there's no gaps in between, like this, okay? Now for the extension kit, you have these two separate poles. You have these two poles. One you're going to have where the screw is, where you're going to put the wing nuts on, and the other end has like a already built-in kind of screw. And I'm going to give me a little extra height here. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. I'm going to take this end, that's the screw, and I'm going to put it right here and just screw it in. Really nice. And I'm going to take the other side. You may need to get like a ladder or chair if you're a short person like me. And for the last one, so there's 6 here. For the last one, I'm going to do the same thing. I stopped with B, and now we're going to switch back to A. Now that is it if you have an extension kit. The next section we're going to go to is we're going to attach the top and the lid, and we will be done with getting this section finished, okay? The last section, the only thing we have left to do is we have to put this top on. Now there's a bunch of holes here, but you'll notice that there's only 2 that are larger than all the other ones. The ones that's larger than the other ones is going to go on these poles. They are not marked with A's or B's because there are only 2 of them that you can choose from anyway. So we're going to put this in this hole. Just got to get it aligned real good. Okay. Okay, there we go. It must have acted up on me.
It'll sit down there once you get the wing nuts on.
Okay, all right. The last step is put the wing nut on and screw. You'll probably have to press down as you do it, and you want to tighten it real good. Same thing on this side. All right, that's it. Put the lid on. Make sure it's on tight. Put the lid on. All right, there you go. Next thing we'll do is we'll put the pots in, and we'll finish up adding the water. We'll start the Once you have your tower garden, the tower actually set up, you're going to have these little net pots to go in here. They can kind of be a little hard to get in, so if you notice there's a little lip on the bottom, and that's going to go along the edge. So I just do it, and I just push it in with 2 hands. Sometimes they can be a little difficult to get in, but the really nice thing about the tower garden is that you can grow pretty much whatever you want other than a root vegetable inside. You can actually also pull it outside too. You know, you can grow stuff outside as well as inside if you want, but it just gives you a lot more options to do that. The growth rate is supposed to be at least 3 times as fast. We've had a pretty nice harvest. When we did it, we did some greens, and they really turned out really nice. So I'm really looking forward to doing things. I've got 2 tower gardens because I really love my first one so much. I had to get a second one. And so I've got another tower garden to set up after this one. But I think probably what I might do is I'll use one of my gardens for like maybe leafy greens. And the other one I might use for, you know, I'm gonna try some zucchini. I'm gonna do another video on how to set up like a tomato cage. I have a tomato cage to go with this. So if you don't mind, click on the notification bell, because as I put these videos out, you'll be notified every time. So when I do a video on installing the lights, putting the cage up, checking your pH water balance, you know, being able to harvest, those are notifications that you guys will have on hand. So every time I do something, you guys will be the first ones to get notified. So what we've done here, let me just finish up this last one. The next thing we're gonna do is finish filling up this tower garden with some water. Okay, once this is finished, we will turn the pump on and I'll show you guys the end result. Put the lid in here and let's turn it on and see what happens. You'll know that your pump is working. It's pumping the water from the tank and is going up the hose all the way, and then it's spreading out like a shower head, and then the water is going to drizzle all the way down past these little nets. So it's going to take a couple of minutes for the water to pump all the way to the top, and you'll notice that once it gets up there, that you'll see it start dripping through these pots here. Okay, and so this is going to be the example that we'll see. You'll see here that inside this pot that there's water running on the inside, and this is what's going to help to fertilize your plants. Step-by-step family, that's it. It's as simple as that. The next video that I'll put out is how to set up the timer, how to install the tomato cage if you have one, and also how to set up the lights. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to hearing all the good stories about all the things that you all are growing with your tower garden. If you have any questions about it, I will put a link below in the description box. You can click on that, and there's going to be a website. It will explain more about the tower garden and that type of thing. I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more.